So I'm finally back with another video, and don't worry, I haven't gone anywhere. I've just been very busy over the last couple of weeks just catching up with players, working with them one-to-one on the table. But I've still got lots of ideas for these YouTube videos, so I'm still going to keep these videos coming, helping players all around the world with their game. And in today's video, we're going to look at why is it that straight shots feel more difficult than other shots around the table. So why is it that when we've got these straight shots like this one, these can feel more difficult than angled shots around the table. Okay, so the first main reason, and this is probably the biggest reason that straight shots are more difficult, is because they rely on absolutely perfect cueing. So when you play a straight shot, you've got to get perfectly straight down on the line of aim. You need to hit right in the centre of the cue ball, so you can't get any left or right hand side on. And when you deliver the cue, it needs to come through in a perfectly straight line, not veering off to the right or the left. Otherwise, you'll push the white ball offline and you won't get the pot. Now, the reason that's a bit different around the table, and for example, let's have a look at this shot on the yellow, is because when I've got an angled shot like this shot on the yellow, I can actually line the shot up slightly wrong and then let an error or a problem with my cue action help me to pot the ball. So for example, if I was to line this yellow up and I got down to play it and I was a bit thick on the shot, so I'm lining it up a bit thick there, if I have an error in my action, so I come across the ball slightly, so you'll have seen my cue action coming across there, that will actually help me to pot that ball. So I've actually got down on the wrong line. I wasn't going to pot the ball, but an error that I've got in my action has actually helped me to throw the ball into the pocket. So if I just do one more with the green here, so I'm lining it up as if I was going to pot it, but I'm slightly on the wrong line, and then I come across to the side. I've got an error in my cue action when I delivered, and I managed to pot that ball. Okay, now the second big thing that comes into play when we're playing these straight shots is just the way in which we tend to land on them and the way in which players tend to play them. So I've set up the opening shot that we saw at the beginning of this video, and you can see that there's a big distance between the white and the red ball here. So we've just looked at the importance of cueing straight. Obviously I've got to try and hit the middle of the white, cue nice and straight so my cue's not coming one way or the other. But then also the way in which I play this shot is very important. So on a shot like this, players might be trying to get onto the black. They get down for the shot, and then they're just trying to gently roll the ball in so they don't go too far and they're on that black. And we can see that by the time the white has got to the red, the table hasn't run perfectly straight, the white ball has gone offline and I've missed that red ball. So that's why sometimes, because we're playing these shots very carefully and tentatively, we can miss the pots. So let's have a look at a different way that professionals would try and play this shot. Okay, so I've set the shot up again, and this time I'm going to change the way I play the shot. So instead of trying to roll it and trusting that the table runs absolutely perfectly and the white stays perfectly on line, I'm going to play the shot as a stun run through so I can hit it a bit more positively and the white won't have chance to deviate off its line. It just takes any of the chance of the table not running perfectly level out of the equation, so the white will hold its line and hopefully pot the red. So I'm going to play this as a stun run through now, which for this distance is just below centre. I'm doing my feathers up to the shot, and then I hit it nice and firm. You can see I've got it as a stun run through that time. The white has just rolled through slightly. I've left myself that shot on the black, but by hitting it firmer like that, the white hasn't got a chance to deviate off the line. I've played a nice positive shot and got the result I wanted. So now, with those things in mind, it's very, very important then that when you do practice your straight cueing, you do it on a nice straight shot. So that means you've got to get down on the line, pick the line properly, deliver the cue in a straight line without the cue veering off one way or the other, and hit right in the centre of the cue ball so you're not getting unwanted side spin on, which is going to throw the cue ball offline one way or the other. Now the ultimate test of that is that professional players do it on a long straight blue. Now the only thing I sometimes see is that players actually place the white on either the yellow or the green spot. And the problem with that is that you could get down to the shot slightly wrong, and then like we talked about earlier, you could correct and you're not sure whether you did cue perfectly straight. So what professional players are always doing, the ultimate test of the straight cueing is to put it nice and straight, so you've got to pick the line properly. And then it means I must get down on the correct line. I've got to cue straight now, got to hit centre white. I've just about got that one, but it's a very good way of testing that you've got that nice straight cueing. If you're doing it with the white on the yellow or the green side of the table, it means that you could be accidentally aiming a bit wrong and then correcting the shot with an inconsistent delivery. If you get good at practicing your straight cueing on a long straight blue, you know that when they go in, you must have cued perfectly straight. So as always, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please remember to give the video a like. Also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing. That just really helps me to keep this content coming. I do lots of instructional videos like this, practice routine videos, and I also do some fun videos as well. You can support these videos on Patreon. The link for that is in the description box below. If anyone's interested in any one-to-one personal coaching sessions, I do those with players all the time, working with them one-to-one on the table. So my website and my email address is also in the description box below. As always, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.